Hello, my name is Shaman Walton. I'm a candidate for San Francisco Board of Education. I'm running for the Board of Education because I believe that every child in San Francisco should have an opportunity to be successful, and I believe that SFUSD is that vehicle for that success. I'm running on three major priorities. That's increasing the revenue for the district by leveraging federal sources. Federal government spends millions of dollars on vocation programs, Department of Labor, Department of Transportation. I want to make sure that we bring some of those school to career opportunities in our school system. Also working closer with the mayor and the board of supervisors to get some development project revenue into the schools for the funding of the education of our students here in San Francisco. There are billions of dollars in development coming to San Francisco: sewer system improvement program, California Pacific Medical Center, Central Subway System, to name a few. Some of those development revenue dollars need to go to educate our students. Also, we need to decrease the achievement gap for our Latino, African American, Pacific Islander students, English language learners, and children with special needs. We decrease the achievement gap by increasing motivation, by increasing innovation, by providing more college connections, school to career opportunities, more literacy opportunities, and teaching our children how their learning today relates to their future success. Third, we want to create an after high school going culture and ensure and instill in all of our students from preschool all the way through high school that they have an opportunity for success beyond high school, whether it be through a straight to career opportunity or an opportunity for higher education. And I want to make sure that our children understand and get this exposure. If they're not getting it at home, we need to make sure that they get it in SFUSD. I'm a former teacher myself. I taught for 2 years for Vallejo City Unified School District as well as Solano County Office of Education. Currently the Executive Director of Young Community Developers, where we've raised over $2 million, aligning our mission with atypical funding sources. And these are the types of things that we want to bring to the district so that our students can be connected to success. Shaman Walton for San Francisco Board of Education, and I am seeking your endorsement. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kim Garcia Meza. I'm a candidate for the Board of Education. I've spent the last 20 years with having my personal life and public career focused on the needs of San Francisco's children and families. 20 years ago, I came to San Francisco to pursue a career in elementary education, and my top 3 goals have been the same for these past 20 years. I want to make sure that San Francisco's children have the best education that we can provide, particularly those children who are in our most critical areas, our African American children, our Latino children, our Pacific Islander children, and our children who are immigrants who are learning English as a second language. I want to make sure that our teachers have what they need to provide the quality of education that our children deserve. As a classroom teacher with over 10 years experience in San Francisco's Mission District, I know firsthand what it's like to make sure that we provide quality education with very limited resources. I want to make sure our teachers have the professional development and professional respect that they deserve to make sure that our children have what they deserve. And I want to make sure that San Francisco Unified makes good on its promise to communicate effectively, honestly, and with transparency to all of the parents and families in our communities. For the first 20 years of my time in San Francisco, I served as a classroom teacher in San Francisco's Mission District, which is now called the Superintendent Zone of the Mission District. I was a classroom teacher for all of those years. I also served with a lot of pride my teachers union. I was a site representative, a district representative, and was asked by my union to serve on the negotiating team when Superintendent Rojas was here. Over the last 10 years, I have focused my professional career on early childhood education. For the last 6 years, I have run a Spanish language preschool out of my home, and it's been an amazing experience to continue to be in education from the very beginning of a family and children's educational experience. I think my experience as a classroom teacher in the district, as a parent in the district, and as a union representative in this district uniquely qualify me to serve on San Francisco's Board of Education. If the task of the commissioners of the Board of Education is to keep the school district accountable to teachers, parents, and students, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 decades. My name is Kim Garcia Meza, and I would be honored to have your endorsement. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Sandra Lee Fewer. I'm running for re-election to the San Francisco Board of Education. I'm a 4th generation San Franciscan. 4 generations of my family have graduated from San Francisco public schools, including my 3 children, myself, my husband, my mother, and my father, and all my siblings. I believe public education is the foundation of our democracy. Before I was on the board, I was a PTA president for 12 terms, but I worked for 8 years for Coleman Advocates for Children and Youth. We were the first ones to call out the achievement gap as a racial achievement gap. And since then, I've been working very, very hard to graduate all students ready for college or a living wage job, but really attacking the achievement gap. That is with African Americans, Latinos, and Pacific Islanders not succeeding at the same rates as our Asian and white students. I believe that there's much work to be done. We are the highest ranking urban school district in California, and yet we have the largest racial achievement gap. In the class of 2014, by our own data, 86% of African Americans are on track not to graduate, 78% of Latinos. I believe we can change this. I believe what it takes on the board is leadership, independence, and determination to keep on track about this issue. I always ask for data. In fact, I am looking at special education and the disproportionality of African Americans in special education, and that is going to be at my hearing on Monday. I think that as a dedicated board member, it is my job and my duty to close this achievement gap, to give everyone the opportunity to be prepared for college or a living wage job. I completely believe that it is doable. It just takes the will to do it. I have been the leader on many issues in the school district. I co-authored a resolution for restorative practices as a part of our discipline policy. I also co-authored a resolution to have ethnic studies in our high schools. 90% of our student body are students of color. I also authored a resolution to create a parent engagement plan, taking us from a model of dependency to one of empowerment for our parents. I also authored a resolution to recommit to the anti-discrimination of our LGBTQ youth. They also are 4 times at risk of dropouts, truancy, harassment, and sadly, attempted suicide. Clearly something had to be done. We've made great strides in that area also. I ask for your endorsement and your support so I can continue my work on the board so we can actually crack this nut. We can actually give all of our students a hope for a living wage job in this city so they can raise healthy families in San Francisco. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Beverly Hoyen Popek, and I'm a first-generation Chinese American running for a seat on the Board of Education. I'm running because I'm a public school parent. I have 2 kids in public schools, and this is a personal journey for me. I'm also a graduate of public schools. I've been through the system, I've graduated from public schools, and I've been on schools on the east and the west side. Most notably, for high school, I went to Philip and Salaberton in District 10. I know about inequities, I know about hardships. I want to make sure that my perspective is brought to the Board of Education. In addition to all of that, I teach at Skyline College. I teach anthropology. And during my tenure at teaching, I have seen students come from our San Francisco public schools ill-prepared to be at a junior college. They can't read, write, express themselves, or do basic math. And I wonder, what is the state of education and where is this all going? I also work full-time for the City and County of San Francisco. I'm a super mom, I suppose, where I work part-time teaching, I have kids, and I work for the City and County of San Francisco. And what I do there, I help assist local businesses get opportunities to city contracts for businesses here. And I've been doing this type of work for the past 11 years for small, local, minority and disadvantaged businesses throughout San Francisco, the Bay Area, and the state. I enjoy this work, and what I want to do is I want to bring that background of being an active public school parent, knowing the hardships of our schools, raising money, working with our teachers, making our school a better place, as well as where I am as an educator, to bring this insight to the Board of Education to provide an inclusive, open dialogue, to build bridges where there aren't any, to start to have that hard discussion about what's really important, what does the community really want, and to really make a difference and a change. So we as San Franciscans can have a world-class education because we're a world-class city. I thank you so much for listening to this. I appreciate your consideration, and I wish to seek your endorsement. Please vote for me on November 6th. Thank you again.
Hi everybody, I'm Gladys Soto and I'm running for school board. Why I'm running for a school board? As a Latino mom with 2 kids in the San Francisco Unified District, I want to bring representation of the Latino community back to the school board. It has been 4 years without Latino representation, and it has been over 10 years without a Latino mom's perspective. 25% of the kids in the San Francisco Unified District is Latino, and it's no representation. 1 out of 3 kids in the San Francisco Unified District speak English as a second language. No representation. We need to have a voice. Our families are suffering challenges of inequity, like other communities are also facing, like the African American, Pacific Islanders, and kids with learning disabilities. If I get elected to the school board, my goal is to continue the work of past and present commissioners, that is to close or minimize the achievement gap. In order to do that, I will concentrate my energy in 4 basic issues that are extremely important that has been implemented already by the commissioners. The first one, I would like to dedicate more funding to the pre-K to 3 reading program to make sure that every single child in San Francisco is able to read by the end of 3rd grade. Now we're talking about the A to G college requirement. We need to have a strong foundation so our kids are successful. The other one, immersion program. I want to make sure that more kids have access to immersion programs so they can also be proficient in English by the end of 3rd grade. The other one is extremely important, is restorative practice. As we all know, the African American, Latinos, Pacific Islanders, and kids with learning disabilities are the ones who are expelled or suspended the most. If we are not able to keep our kids in the classroom learning through disciplinary issues, we are pushing them to the criminal justice. We are setting them up for failure. I would say, please help me to get elected, because if I can do something for my community, it's also going to help your community who's also struggling. And as you know, the African American and the Latino kids are the one who has the biggest achievement gap. Yesterday I went to an interview and I saw it. Extremely different. So we have to work together. Please support my candidacy, and I thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me.
I am very proud to be here and at the endorsement meeting for the African American Democratic Club in the West Coast of Harlem. And let me tell you why. So I was born in Spanish Harlem in New York City. And I remember as a child listening to the music, listening to the lyrics, and listening to the poetry of the magic of Harlem, and particularly Spanish Harlem. So to be here in the West Coast Harlem is a privilege and an honor. More importantly, my name is Sam Rodriguez, and I'm running for the school board because I want to change the system that we have in place, and I want to and help it reform to the better. And I have 2 bold proposals. One, we have to increase our funds for science, math, and technology. I want to integrate science and math and technology teaching and curriculum into the basic curriculum of reading and writing. Why? Because it's a game changer. It's what equalizes the way our kids learn. Second, I want to build at the middle school level, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, a pre-apprenticeship hub so that we can introduce kids to carpentry, electricity, pipe fitting, ceramics, welding, geographic information systems. We can do this. Everybody has to be in. If we're going to change the system, everyone has to be in. The business community, the political establishment, parents, teachers. We can make this change if we work closely together. Lastly, we have a lot of surplus property out there, a lot of surplus property. And we have a great opportunity, given the high costs here in San Francisco, to build one-of-a-kind workforce housing for our teachers and counselors and paraprofessionals here in San Francisco that work for the school system. And we can do that. We have to work together to pass the legislation, but we can do it. And lastly, I want to say I am very, very, very proud to have the endorsement of United Education San Francisco, which represents all the teachers, all the paraprofessionals, and all the counselors that work for the school district. I am very proud of that. I'm very proud to get the endorsement of the San Francisco Labor Council. So the family, the tent is very large. There's a lot of momentum. I ask for your endorsement, I ask for your vote, and I ask for your confidence. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Rachel Norton. I'm running for re-election to the Board of Education. I am a parent of 2 students in San Francisco Unified School District. My 2 daughters attend Roosevelt Middle School, one of whom is enrolled in special ed. On the board, I've focused very much on our achievement gap. on improving our special ed programs, and on really improving the transparency of district decision making. If you've read the newspapers, you know that our students are achieving at a higher level. We are closing the achievement gap, narrowing it really for students of color, between students of color and their white and Asian counterparts, and overall improvement in the district in achievement is improving. On special ed, I have a daughter in special ed. It's been an issue of great focus and importance to me. We have really focused on overhauling the system, improving instruction in the system, and improving outcomes for students with disabilities. I'm most proud of the fact that now students with disabilities can be fully included in all of our schools, and this was not the case 4 years ago. I also have a website, rachelnorton.com, and I use that to improve transparency. I recap every single board meeting, so you can go to rachelnorton.com after a board meeting and read what's happened, who voted how, and I also respond to questions and comments from my constituents. People around the city tell me that they find this to be a really great resource. It's hard to find out what the board is doing, and I'm really committed to improving our communications between the district and the community so people understand what we're doing and the issues that we're facing. I'm endorsed by 7 members of the Board of Supervisors. I'm endorsed by Senator Mark Leno, the San Francisco Democratic Party, as well as many other clubs around the city. And I would very, very much appreciate the endorsement of the African American Democratic Club. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to you.
Hi, my name is Matt Haney. I'm running for the Board of Education, and I'm running because the most essential institution in our democracy is public education. And right now, that institution is under attack, and frankly, it's not serving enough of our kids as well as it should. Here in San Francisco, we have one of the wealthiest economies in the entire world. We have one of the most innovative cities where every day we are creating the jobs of the future. But the question I think that we need to ask ourselves as a city is, how are our young people being prepared for those jobs? How are they being prepared for those opportunities? And how do we fight for every single one of them to make sure that is the case? I'm someone who has benefited tremendously from public education. I went to UC Berkeley, Stanford School of Education, Stanford Law School. All of the opportunities that I've had in my life, I've had because of a supportive family and because of public education. And so for the last 10 years, I've been part of the fight to make sure that those opportunities that I've had are available to the next generation. I'm currently the executive director of the UC Student Association. It's a statewide organization that works with and fights for students across the state. I started an organization here called Citizen Hope, where we brought hundreds of volunteers and thousands of dollars into our school. I've been involved in many advisory capacities in our school district and as a volunteer at the elementary, middle, and high school level. I've worked with our students. I understand the issues that our school district is facing, and I believe that I bring the experience, knowledge, and background to be able to move our district forward and to bring a number of new ideas and approaches. I'm the only candidate that's been endorsed by the United Educators of San Francisco as well as the San Francisco Democratic Party. I have an incredibly diverse set of endorsements. I've also been endorsed by the San Francisco Young Democrats, the San Francisco Labor Council, Mayor Ed Lee, Board of Supervisors President David Chu, Attorney General Kamala Harris, Commissioner Kim Shumafis, Supervisor Marr, Campos, Wiener, Ellsburn, and many others, both of our assembly members and both of our state senators. So I believe that I put together the coalition that I think is going to be necessary to bring the full community attention and support to transform our educational system so that it is truly supporting every student and close the racial achievement gap so that we actually have some real equality and fairness in our school system as well. That's my commitment, and that's what I believe I can do. I would be honored, of course, to have the endorsement of the San Francisco African American Democratic Club, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
I'm Jill Wins. I've been a member of the San Francisco Board of Education for 20 years, and this year I'm also privileged to be the president of the California School Boards Association. So I'm the spokesperson and representative for all the school districts in the state, for over 950 school districts and more than 5,000 school board members. During my time on the board, I've been a champion of parent engagement, being responsible for the creation of the Parents Advisory Council and the weighted student formula, which I share leadership with others, and empowerment of parents at school sites. As well, I have made myself into a school finance expert. I think that we ought to realize that money should be our most important priority. I sometimes say my first priority is money, money, and money. because none of the things that we all want to do for our children can be done without more adequate funding. My position with CSBA allows me to provide statewide leadership for school financing, and that's really important to us in this community. In addition, I'm a champion of healthier food in schools, of arts education. I'm helping to begin a capital campaign for to rebuild 135 NS into the Ruth Azala School of the Arts, and I have a strong priority on our Community Schools Initiative, which allows all the social service needs of all our students and their families to be served, not with instructional funds, but by organizing the community resources around our schools. I would love to have the endorsement support of this club as I have in the past, and I ask for your support and your vote. I'm Jill Wins for Board of Education.
Hi, I'm Carol Kosovara. I'm president of the California State PTA, and I'm here to speak yes on Proposition 38 on the November ballot. This is an initiative that will help to restore programs and services for our children that have been cut out of our schools. For years and years, millions and millions of dollars have been cut from our schools, and it's time to restore the funding that our children need. Proposition 38 will raise $10 billion a year, and it will go to restore programs like art and music and counselors, new money on top of money that already schools have, brand new money that goes straight directly to every single public school in California based on the number of kids that are at that school to restore the programs and services we know children need. We have to do something now to transform our schools. We're 47th in the nation in funding for education, and Proposition 38 does that dramatic effort, that dramatic step to start to restore the programs and services our children need in every school in California. I endorse Proposition 38.